Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Reiki with Anna. For today's video, we are going to be focusing on listening. This is what I've decided to do for part 2 of the communication video. I want to just start off first by saying thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of my patrons. I think that community over there is really cool and it feels intimate and nice, so thank you. I have had a few of you ask how you can support this channel, and you could obviously support through Patreon or Patreon by becoming a patron through Patreon. Or if you're not able to do that, then you could always just subscribe to this channel. I thank each and every one of you who has subscribed. I know who you are, and it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you very much. That's very lovely and supportive of you, and it helps for me to make these. So thank you. And thank you to everybody just for watching and being here. You are under no obligation to do anything whatsoever. So just thanks. I'm just feeling very grateful today. Maybe it's the weather, but I think it's you all, so thanks. I decided for this video that I wanted to listen to your requests and to do a video about listening, about tapping into that deep compassion, that place of non-judgment where we can listen and truly hear one another. I think the way a few of you phrased this particular request, whether it was with regards to the communication video or just listening on its own, I think there were a lot of really beautiful and insightful comments about this particular subject, so thank you for those. I think right now, the time that we are presently in is an incredibly important time for listening, which is one of the reasons that I wanted to create this video now. If you are an ally of the Black Lives Matter movement and you're feeling like you don't know what to do or anything like that, I have again linked a few different resources down in the description box that I've found really helpful and very useful, and some places where I've donated, and also just some resources that have really helped me. Some books I've read. I think I just included one book, The New Jim Crow, but there are so many places that you can go to find even more resources. I said this in my previous video in the description box on painful times, that I think two of the best tools that we have at our disposal are compassion and curiosity, sense of openness. So I thought this listening video could be helpful for this present time, and also hopefully any time, in any aspect of listening and hearing that we need to maybe open up a bit or tap into. Okay, so, all right, let's get into this session. So I'm going to start by running this selenite wand through your aura. I love using selenite. It's a great one, and this one has just been charged. So I don't know if you can tell, I have goosebumps from just picking it up. So we're going to start as usual at your crown. We're going to work our way down, running through your aura. And here what I'd like to do is just clear anything that's no longer serving you. Anything that might have come up so far in this video that might have been triggering, or anything that you feel you might have brought into this session. We're just going to try and clear anything that we can. Okay. And the way that I love to do these sessions is to clear and cleanse at the beginning, and then do a little scan and sort of see what's going on, and then fill up your aura. And all the while we're inviting Reiki flow. So a flow of energy. Okay. Maybe some stuff in the solar plexus. So I'm just focusing there for a bit. I'm just feeling a little bit of energy coming from there. It feels a little bit stuck, and it feels a little tight in the throat area. So maybe just clearing here a little bit more. And we can go through with our other little tools as well. Okay. So now I'm just going to light. Maybe this is too loud. I never know until I'm editing. Now we're going to light some sage. And if you're here for the Reiki and not the ASMR, then thanks for your patience. Okay, I'm just lighting the sage here. And I really need to get some new tools. I haven't been able to go to my little shops, little energy healing shops that I go to get some of my supplies, some of my stuff. Okay, so now put this down here. Okay. On behalf of our wisest, most empowered selves, in loving comfort and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for listening, for quieting the judgmental mind, for openness, and as always, for support as we move through this. Okay. I'm now going to draw the sacred Reiki symbols just about a foot from your heart center to ignite the flow of Reiki healing energy. Here we go. Okay, now I'm just going to run this sage through your auric fields, and we're going to allow this smoke to clear and cleanse, clear and cleanse, clear and cleanse. So if you have incense, you can always clear a space with incense. If you want to clear your space with a candle, you can always do that. Like I've said, you don't need to go out and buy a bunch of stuff to begin this practice. Absolutely not. Use what you have. And if all you have is your heart and an openness, that's all you need. Okay, let's going nice and smoky now. Okay. So again here, we're just clearing anything that's available to be cleansed, that's available to be cleared, that's no longer serving our wisest self. And only you can know what that is. I might be able to locate it energetically, but only you know what isn't in service of the version of yourself that you're moving towards. Only you're the one who knows what path you're on, right? You get to decide all of that. What you want to hold on to, what you want to release. You have agency over all of it. This is all about empowering you. So if there's any points where you feel disempowered during any of these sessions, then please turn it off and find something else that does empower you, because I think that's the most important thing. That's the thing I want for you. I mean, I want to spread seeds of love and compassion, but I want you to feel empowered here. Empowered and supported in this space. Okay. So if you want to imagine anything being taken away by the smoke, anything that you do not see as serving you. I'm not sure if you can see the smoke here. Maybe I'll move. There we go. It's making some beautiful things up here above the camera. There we go. Okay, so clearing and cleansing, clearing and cleansing, clearing and cleansing. Imagine whatever you'd like to clear is evaporating with the smoke. It's just being pulled away. Okay. Okay. And now just get the air a bit. The woods. Okay. So now we are going to begin working with some stones. And I think I have a few stones that we haven't played around with. So that should be fun. The first one that I wanted to play around with is this Montana agate. It's a little thin little slice of Montana agate. Very raw on the sides. It's a really beautiful stone. It's great for stability, for grace, and for maturity. And I can't think of anything more aligned with listening than stability, grace, and maturity. So I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to run it through your etheric fields. And the idea here being that I'm going to comb through anything that might be blocking us from stepping into our grace, that might be preventing us from arriving at a place of maturity. It could be wounds, kind of past wounds, anything like that. And it could be just, preconceived notions. It could be, pain from a number of things or blockages from a number of different aspects. So I'm going to run this through, and we're going to be combing through anything that's blocking us from stepping into our grace, stepping into that place of maturity and stability. So let me just show you this here. So here's this Montana agate. It's so interesting. I love how it looks inside. I love agates, they're so cool. But it's got a really beautiful, very striking features here. There's a raw quality to it, and it also has a very almost grounded but ethereal, with this sort of milky white translucent slab. So I'll run this through your aura now. Okay, so we're going to start at the crown, and I'm almost just going to kind of almost sort of very gently, let's say, scrape, not you, but about a foot away from you in the etheric field. We're just going to be kind of scraping through and seeing if there's anything that might be blocking us, any filaments or anything like that might be blocking us. And we're just going to kind of comb through, okay? This isn't a cord cutting or anything. Just combing through the aura. By scrape, I more so mean when you're trying to scrape something off, if you have a sticker on something and you're kind of trying to scratch it off, like that. Just kind of see okay, is there anything that kind of needs to this is all done very gently. My name, Anna, means grace. I think that's what I was told. I've never bothered to look it up, but so I feel some pressure maybe, but hopefully encouragement more than pressure to step into that place of grace. Be able to step into grace be nice. Make my mama proud. Just moving back up through the aura here. I did a similar session on myself recently using this Montana agate. A few of you ask if I perform Reiki on myself all the time, daily. That was one really beautiful thing I learned from Lunanate. If you don't know, she's my master teacher. And I'm very lucky. And she just said that it sort of becomes kind of part of your life and you just do it all the time. It's true now. This kind of energy work is just such a part of my life now, my daily practice, and even beyond taking the ritualistic side of it. It's also just very present in terms of moving through life, coping with challenges. It's not necessarily just about doing a morning meditation and then doing some self-Reiki. It's also just about moving through life and having challenges come up and using this kind of work to help navigate through those challenges. Okay. Now I'm just going to move through specifically your ear space. Here. Ever so gently. We're just going to, I'm just kind of like getting a bit close, hope that's okay. So very gently just moving this through, maybe so that we can hear things through the filter of grace, stability, maturity. Coming down to the side and in. And place my hands here on your other ear, if that's okay. We're just gonna kind of move through this ear here. Okay. And do the same on the other side. I'd like to take this piece of blue apatite. I love to use this stone for healing past trauma. It's a great stone for all kinds of things. I mean, it's associated with success and all these things, but I think tapping in and being able to revisit points of trauma and points of sort of, not even points of trauma, but maybe just sort of ancient wounds or ancient events, imprints that have shaped us, and to be able to kind of go in there and decipher whether or not those are serving us now, those beliefs or thought patterns or anything like that are serving us now. So, in all the support and love in the world, I'm going to be using this to kind of revisit that and see if there is anything that you would like to rewire when it comes to maybe behaviors from the past, the way you heard things in the past, the way you were able to listen in the past, so that we can bridge the gap to where you are now, how you want to step into and arrive into listening and hearing and openness now. So I'm going to move this through, starting at the crown. Just going to place this at your heart center ever so gently, okay? I would now like to place these two stones. This is a red calcite and this piece of petrified wood on either side of your hips. So for this, we're going to be focusing a lot on the upper chakras. I'm sorry about that. And I wanted to make sure that we're grounded as well. So roots of the tree going down into the earth, encouraging you to connect here in the earth realm so that we can play around in these upper chakras and invite more of that stability. So, and placing these just by your hips. Okay. And one stone that I would like to use that I thought would be really nice to kind of place on the ear is this Akko Geode. It's a little, has a little space in here. I don't know if you can see it, I'll bring you closer, but it's a great little shell stone and cavernous, and so I thought this would be a nice one just to invite that reminder of listening, holding space and creating a sacred space here for your ears to really absorb and hold what they hear. And if the way that you hear is through watching people speak or watching their hand movements, then consider this symbolic, taking this and placing it on your ear to encourage the reception of that individual and their intention. I hope that makes sense. So for this, I'm just going to be moving it around your mental plane here, around the head space. before we work on the ears. So if you can see, it's a little geode. So you can kind of see it has a little divot, and we're just going to be placing that ever so gently. Kind of looks like an ear, doesn't it? Over your ear, just to see if there are any messages. Okay. So first, we're going to place this on your left ear. And I'm going to be placing my other hand on the right side of your head. Okay. So just ever so gently there. And if you're open to it, we'll just set an intention here for you to receive any messages that you might need to hear, all in perfect benevolence and alignment. Okay. Now on the other side, the same. I'm now going to move these two little stones through your etheric field. This is a ruby and fuchsite, and this is a unicite. And I love using both of these for harmony and unity, for listening, for responding, receiving, basically for working with others, working well with others in harmony. And so I'm going to start at the crown again. We're just going to work our way down. Okay. Just drawing some symbols by your ear here. I'll do the same here. Again, I'm getting some energy here at the solar plexus, so just working through here, drawing some symbols as well. Harmony, balance, working together. We are stronger together. We are stronger together. It can be very difficult to listen to someone whose opinion you don't agree with. One thing I find helpful is to try to think about at what point your perceptions, opinions, and ideas frayed and went in opposite directions, or maybe not opposite, but different directions, alternate routes. Because maybe if you can trace that back and try to figure out where it started to come apart and you kind of lost that connection, if you can arrive there, maybe you can then start to understand and see that connection where the two of you connect. I hope that made sense. So it might be very painful, it probably will be very painful to try to put our ego aside and say, okay, let me try to see this person as what they are, a human being, flawed, probably wounded, just like me. And how can I see how we're alike? And then maybe where we started to not be alike. Not to change them or to reweave the top of that symbolic knot or whatever, symbolic thread, rope that was frayed, but rather just to embrace the connection, emphasize the connection, And I think we can all benefit from hearing other people's stories. Now I'd like to move through with this bloodstone and this blue lace agate. I think I used this in the communication video. Bloodstone is a great stone of benevolence. And blue lace agate is a lovely one for gentle expression and communication. So I'm going to start here at the crown. We're going to move through. So with these two stones of gentle expression and benevolence, we're just going to kind of investigate and just see if we're making assumptions. See if as we're listening or engaging in a conversation, or an argument, if it's a heated argument, we're sending that soothing, gentle energy here through time and space to when you might be having this argument or might have had this argument. It might have just been coming from an intense conversation or something like this. And to say, am I making assumptions about this individual's intention? Am I making assumptions about this individual? And if so, it can just be helpful to, for the time being, just remove that assumption. See if it helps you connect with that person. See if it helps you understand where they're coming from a little bit more. So listening without judgment, listening in non-judgment is so difficult because we have judgment in place for a reason, right? It helped us to survive. Making assumptions helped us in a number of ways. But if we are trying to expand and discover this quality of openness and hearing others with the intention of, connecting and having a beautiful flow of communication, then probably for now we don't need that judgment. We don't need those assumptions. We can always pick them up again and utilize them again if we need to, but just for now we can try to lay those aside and invite a quality, a purity into our listening. If that makes sense. Now I have this piece of green calcite. It's really pretty and really smooth and gemmy. I'm going to move this through your etheric field, and we are inviting love, soothing energy, calming energy, almost sort of like when you are inflamed. Any part of your body might be inflamed, or just, this will be like the anti-inflammatory. Just on either side of the head here, by the ears, loving, supportive, gentle, soothing energy. You want to take a few deep breaths with me here. You're all so brave. Moving to the solar plexus here. So brave. Embarking on your spiritual journey, it's so scary. Moving through. Trying to invite love and compassion and kindness into your lives. And I know this through all of you lovelies who've reached out for a client session. There's, when you're moving through this path of trying to do the right thing, and you're met with so many challenges, it could be so easy and so tempting to fall back into what we were doing before. So I honor you, and I honor this path that you're on. And I hope to encourage you, just keep walking one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Try to make a better choice than you did yesterday, or even than you did a moment before. And forgive yourself. We all make mistakes. Maybe as it pertains to listening, I'm at your sacral now. Maybe we didn't listen as well as we could. Maybe we caught ourselves thinking, I want to say something so this person understands that I understand what they mean. So I'm going to say something. What should I say? Instead of being present and trying to receive what they're trying to communicate. Honoring that they might be in the same position as you, so you owe it to them to receive their words and hold space for these words. But let's say that we're not able to do that in a moment. If we can have the wisdom and the compassion for ourselves to be able to say, I could have done that better, and I'm going to try to next time. Okay. All right. I'm going to place my hands on your ears, ever so gently. Just cup them like so, like this. Okay. And we're going to move through one hand on your ear and one hand on your different chakras. We're going to move through like that, okay? First, I'm going to draw the sacred Reiki symbols into the palms of my hands. placing one hand here and one hand at your heart center, okay? Listening from our hearts. Now switching them. So here and there. Hearing with compassion. Listening with love. Okay. Now I'm going to place one hand here and now one on the sacral. Solar plexus. Same here. Okay. I'm going to place both hands at the sacral here. Now, one hand on your right hip and the other hand just on your crown here, okay? So now, the opposite, this hand's on your left hip, and my left hand on the top of your head. Take your hands in mine. I'm just going to cup your left hand in both my hands here. Okay. I'm going to do the same with your right hand, cupping that in both my hands here. Now I'd like to run through with our selenite wand one more time. And for this, we're just clearing and cleansing anything that's not in service of our highest, most aligned, wisest, most empowered selves. Okay, now we're going to do our closing chakra affirmation, starting at the crown. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative. You are safe. A little aura fluffing here to set you nice and strongly on your way. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being here. It's ready. I'm sending you all so much love, so much support. I'm incredibly grateful to all of you, to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. All right, until next time. Be well.